Morning guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the Three Hammers. Been a bit quiet this week in terms of, video content from me, mainly because it's international break and a lot of the news is, just rumours and bits and bobs. So this is a bit of a bits and bobs video, to be honest with you. I'll start with the England stuff and Bowen, how I thought he got on. That second game, the Belgian game, I thought he was excellent. Very unlucky to have his goal ruled out. I thought we see the Bowen that you see at West Ham, and that's the best thing you can hope for when you step up to international level, is you perform as well as you do at your club. I really hope he gets the call for the Euros. I think it'll be really heartbreaking for him if he doesn't get it. Obviously, there are some fantastic players in there, Foden, Grealish, Rashford even, Saka and stuff like that. I'd be gutted for him if he doesn't make it, but there is such a spoilt position for England, the wing position. But yeah, he did himself lots of favours. Anyway, in terms of headlines for West Ham, probably the big ones are a few players that we've been linked with that I've not done videos on because I sort of basically just saved it all up. Two players that we have been linked with are from Forest, Morgan Gibbs-White and Ione, I think that's how you say it, the big striker there. Gibbs-White, you'll know I've spoke about him loads. I've always said that if Paquetá goes, I think he would be a great signing, and I think there's more in the player than we've even seen already. I've seen enough to like him and seen that he would be a perfect sort of in a new system for us, possibly under a new manager. I like him, he's English as well. Yeah, if Paquetá does go, which I do believe he will, I would, like I say, go back on my videos, I've said it, I really like him. The other guy, Ione, big, strong, perfect what you need to be a Premier League striker. Again, still scores goals in a team that doesn't create loads of chances. I think, again, another one, I think it'd be good for us. You think of Kudus, Bowen, you put Ione up front, and then this dream scenario, say you did get Gibbs-White as well. That's quite a potent front line, I have to say. I'll be quite excited for that going forward next season. I don't think we'll get both. We might get one of them. We'll wait and see. The other one, the name that keeps coming up, a few channels done a video on it, is Ivan Toney. Listen, he'd be fantastic for us. I like him. Nasty. Got that arrogance that a striker needs. Fantastic goal scorer. Great penalty record as well. I don't think it will happen. I think it's too much money. There's a couple of clubs that you could maybe look at. The main names that keep coming up is obviously Arsenal and Manchester United, maybe Chelsea. With Arsenal though, there's a couple of names that keep coming up with Arsenal. Isak from Newcastle, who's an incredible player. That name keeps coming up, and we know that Newcastle probably have to sell one of their big boys, whether it's Bruno Guimaraes or Isak. So again, if Isak goes there, Tony's not going there. And they've got that Gyökeres guy as well, whose name keeps coming up. Manchester United, obviously Højlund is their sort of main project signing. Could I see him at there? I could. It gives me that sort of Dwight York vibe, where it could be like him and Højlund, or they rotate if they get into Europe. And then, as Gio said on his video that I watched this morning actually, then you start going down the list. Newcastle, he used to be at Newcastle actually, when he was really young. I don't think he played much. Would Newcastle going for him? I don't think so. Like I say, I don't think they've got as much money. Like I say, I know they have to sell, but then they've got to replace. They've got problem areas all over the pitch really. Their left back is Dan Burns. They probably need another centre midfielder in there. So I'm not convinced he would go there either. And then you look at West Ham, and would he come to West Ham? Probably. If he was in Europe, it's a little bit of a step up for him. There's no sell-on value with him. That's the only problem. You buy him for 50 million or whatever it is, 50, 60 million. You're not going to ever make that back. But would I like him? 100%. He'd be a good player. It's not my money at the end of the day. And Yeah, I just think it'd be a good signing. But again, another good point made about it is, you know, with this Paquetá money, if it is Steiden that just goes out and picks up Tony, again, what does that say? You know, you want him to really do what he did with the Rice money and bring in two really good players, probably with 85 million or 80 million, whatever he was to get for Paquetá, and really strengthen the squad like we have this year. You know, most of them have been a success. Mavropanos is still a little bit project player, but Alvarez has been fantastic. Cadiz has been fantastic. So, yeah, like I say, it all remains up in the air really until we know who our manager is as well. You know, it's all right being linked with players, but until you know who the manager is, you can't really put a sort of yes or no on it, or have a real sort of good speculation like, oh yeah, that's a Moyes player, or that's a new manager's player, you know. Tough one. I finished the video with a little tiny build up to the weekend. Obviously it's Newcastle, like I say, I mentioned them a few times in this video. 12:30 kickoff. Obviously we had a really decent result against them at the London Stadium, but this is obviously at their ground, and it's always tough up there. We always find it tough up there. They do have a hell of a lot of injuries. You know, again, they've got Bruno, they've got, I think, Isak's fit. Apart from that, though, there's so much. It's a good time to play them. I hope that's not like me eating my words later on the weekend. But yeah, I think it's a good time to play Newcastle. Can we beat them? If we come out the guns, you know, all guns blazing, Paquetá, Cadiz, Antonio, Bowen, brilliant. The only big problem for West Ham, obviously, as we all know, is who's going to be in that CDM role. You know, someone's got to really do a job and fill in for a couple of games now, the Newcastle game now, and the Tottenham game, and the Leverkusen game. You know, someone's got a chance to stake a place. But that's the thing I'm not confident about, unless Calvin Phillips has somehow, you know, got his sharpness up in this week or so that we've had off. It's going to be a tough old game, just purely on that, because otherwise when it's, you know, when it's Souček and Ward-Prowse or Souček and Phillips, we just look like there's no midfield. You know, the middle bit just seems non-existent in our team, and that's the thing that could kill us in a couple of games coming up. Anyway guys, like I say, sorry for slight lack of content this week, but there's no point doing videos just for the sake of a video, you know. Do a video when it's good meaty content, or, you know, reviews or whatever, and podcasts and stuff. Anyway guys, thank you so much for staying loyal. Come on, you wins.